Hey, Antoinette again from Arts for Nan. Getting ready to paint the two pumpkins this time. So we already have our plate, our paints here, yellow, red, green, black, and white. And we have our brushes, small, medium, or smaller one. This is the smallest. This is like called the small, and then this is a medium size. And we have our rag and we have our water. So let's get started. So first thing we have to do is take our paints. We have to put them on the plate. So, do your red. Don't have to use a lot with this. I love these gloss paints. You use them inside or you can use them outside. You can paint on paper. Remember, this is cardstock paper. So it's not expensive to make, but once you're finished, it looks like a masterpiece. Remember, you can get this print. All you have to do is email me and I'll email you. Doesn't cost that much for it. And let's get started. Got all my paints. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my red and my yellow to get a nice orange color. And once I get it the way I like it, you can make a darker orange. You can even do this a different color if you want. I'm going to go with a darker orange because I'm going to actually be using yellow in here too. So, take it and just start painting. And remember, this is a dry brush technique. So with dry brush, it won't get your paper so wet. And you just start painting. You're going to be able to see the lines. And if you go out, that's fine, because we're going to outline this anyway later on. So I get this on as quickly as I can. Remember, this is a YouTube, so you can stop it and paint the speed that you want to paint. I have taped my paper down. You could either use masking tape or painter's tape just to get it down and so it won't move while you're painting. Because the first one I did not do that and it kept moving, but I was able just to hold it and keep going. So, what do you like doing for fall? I like painting different fall scenes, decorate. I do the harvest. Love my colorful leaves, even though I don't live in a colorful place anymore for fall. I still get my colors in. I'm down here in Florida, which I love being in. And I'm just continuing just to get this all in there. Some painters, they like to do the background first. This one, since I call this a decorative paint, it's no order that you have to go in. But I like just to get my paint on and just start. Then with this, I just grab a little yellow and I put some yellow in it. The reason why I'm taking it on the outside and not going straight in with it is because I am actually going to make the other pumpkin a yellow pumpkin and have a little bit more orange in that one. So I didn't want it to mix too much. So that one is done the way I like it. Just put a little bit more yellow up here, just to get my contrast. Okay, clean out my brush. I am actually going to go to the small one. And I'm going to use the smaller brush and just use it and go in here and do my yellow. one reason why I like to paint on paper is you can do so much with this. If I wanted to, I could even cut this out and glue it on the canvas and put different things on the back of the canvas before I glue it on there. Even with the print, you can actually have this printed on a canvas if you don't want to do it on paper. Just be mindful when you paint on canvas, it's going to give it a little different look, probably more like a painter's expensive painting piece. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to take a little orange and put that in here. A little bit goes a long way. Notice I did not have to go back into the paint to do that. And so far, this is what it's starting to look like. I'm going to bring a little and go up here, bring a little and go up here. And I like how that looks. So I'm going to go on. So once you clean your brushes, make sure that you dry it well so it can stay as dry as possible to do the next thing. I'm going to actually do the background now. Actually, not the background. Let's go up the top and let that dry. So now I'm going to mix my darker green, which will be black, and just put with that. Now, if you don't want this just to be green, you can actually go ahead and make brown, but I like the green with this because I'm actually going to make my bottom down here dark and light green. So make a lot because I'm actually going to be using a lot. I like that color. So I'm going to start. And this is the smaller. If it's too dark, you can actually just dip it back into the green and just put it on. That'll give you another dimension. You're going to notice I'm going to change brushes in a minute to the smaller one, the very smallest one. This way I can get more details in. And I can stay in better. And that will help me also to do my curves a little bit better. So let's start my little curves. I want it a little bit bigger than what it's drawn because you want to cover up that black. You want to cover up that print so nobody knows that you got this off to print it yourself to paint. It will become your own art piece. Sometimes I might add a little curvy thing there. You don't have to do exactly what's here. You can add stuff on here if you want. This is just the basics. I tell people do their art, make it their own way. Curves, you go in first and then curve it around. Don't keep going in that direction. If you curve it down this way and then come in that direction, it will attach better. And just keep going around. And I do the same thing, curve it this way. What I like about it too, those paints that you'll be purchasing, they can do several paintings. This, you can see, did not take that much. So what I would do too, if I had any paint left over, I would actually use it to do another painting. What's this little curve there? That's cute. Put a dot here and then go and attach it. Everybody can learn how to paint, how to do art. All artists started as amateurs, remember that? Just a matter of just getting in there and doing it. Makes a big difference. I like that. Okay, so now we have to start doing the background. So I'm actually going to do the darker color first. Get in the smaller areas. This way it'll be easier just to come along with the lighter tone. I'm going to show you a trick on how to make this look like it's going in the same direction. So I'm going to get the paint on. And I have the paint on, so what I'm going to make it look flatter, so I want it to go in this direction. So I'm actually going to pull my paint that direction. And then come here and do the same thing. Pull it in that direction. I want it to all go in the same direction. So just pull it. Use that to go in here. Go around my leaf. There's actually 3 leaves on the bottom, decorative leaf. I did it in this form because I wanted it more curly cues and more realistic. That's why I call this decorative painting. You do what you want, fun. Your artists years ago did what they liked. They experimented. All right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to switch to the other brush, and I'm going to pull it now. If I think more of the black is showing, I would go over this with a green, so it'll look more like tablecloth that it's sitting on, or it could look like it's sitting on a green table. Depends on what you want it to look like. Now I'm going to hold my brush in this way and just pull. You can see it's starting to fill in better. Doesn't have all those streaks. Some people might like that. And I'm going to pull this way. All depends on what you want yours to look like. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm actually going to go now up to the top and start working on my pumpkin and outlining. I'm going to actually still use this dark green. and start outlining. I want that to curve there. I want that to come out a little bit pointier. I want that to break up, so I'll just break up some lines. Have that coming in that direction. This one, I'm just going to go here, don't touch the bottom. And I want that to look like that. Now we come down to the, oh, let me do the outside also. Almost forgot about that. You can make the outside as thin, as light as you want. Remember, this is your own personal painting that you desire to make it look like what you want it to look like. Like over here, I'm going to make mine a little thinner. Then on the bottom. That looks good. Now I'm going to come down here and do the outside. And just follow along. I'm just going to actually save this now. I'll just do the inside, because I still have to do the light green. So I'll have this go here, that go here. Just like you did before. You don't have to have it go all the way up. That's what gives it its character. Right now I'm going to take my middle one. Remember, this is bigger than this one and not as tiny as this one. And I'm actually going to do the lighter green, which you just take your green over here and mix it with your yellow. I'm going to have to add a little bit more yellow to this. So just open up and just do a dab. And now mix it. So now you have plenty to paint right there. And I'm add a little bit more yellow by itself. So then I go back and I do something with it, you'll see. So now let's do the green, the lighter green. If you get any of the other paint in there, that's fine, because that makes it look more decorative. That's like you wanted to do that. This is your art. Nobody knows what it's supposed to look like but you. That looks cool with a little of that going in. This little curve here, I want to put a little dot and then go in. And let's do the last one. I love how this is looking. This is going to be so nice on my wall. So you can put holiday in your house with paints, with prints, with sayings. And what's so great about this, you can take it down when you want, save it for next year. Now I'm going to grab the yellow, and then you're going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in here a little bit so that'll bring some yellow in here. No rhyme or reason, just what looks good. All right, clean that off, and then we'll put the touches on here. Go back, and I want to now add my other line, clean this up here. Add my line. I'm going to let the leaves dry a little bit, so this way I can be doing touches up here while that's doing that. So I'm going to take some of this light green, and I'm going to add it up here on my stem, and that'll bring this out a little bit more. This is nice and fun. Just bring a little piece in there like that. And I'll put some here. And just put a line there. Now you can see some of the lines coming through. So it's time to get rid of those. Which, remember, I told you I don't want people to know that you actually are painting on the lines. So let's paint over them. That'll give it another dimension. I added a little bit more red to my paint. So now I got rid of all those lines that you can see. Then I'll hit it again with a little yellow and bring some more yellow out. That's not as blended as the other one is. There you go. The last thing I have to do now is put my lines in. Well, not last. Remember the white, I'm going to end up putting these wonderful dots in it. So now let's do our lines. Yes, I like how that looks. I'm just going over this part again because that looked too light for me. So if you want to make that look like it's two separate leaves, you can actually do a smaller line going to break it up. And then I want to clean this little part over here. And I want to go back in my light and then do it like that. There you go. Last thing is the fun thing. It's actually going to take your white paint. You're going to take one of your brushes. Hold it like that. I'm actually going to take my little brush first to see what that looks like and wet it a little bit. And you just tap. See if that's too small. If it gets on the white part, that's the fun of it, because guess what? It's white. You'll be able to see it close up. It'll give your painting more texture. And you just keep tapping. I hope that you like doing this with me. I am going to do a live Facebook one. It's going to be a scarecrow. So go on and like my YouTube. And you can join me with this fun. It's Arts for Now, Artist Antoinette, artsfornow@gmail.com. This is the fall art that I'm doing. You can come along and paint with me. The last thing I tell people is you could take the bottom of your brush also and put some dots in places where you want them. Let's fix that one up. And you don't have to go too crazy. The mixture of both will make this look fantastic. So I'm going to actually now say it's been great painting with you. And see you next time, artsfornow@gmail.com. Bye. Have a great day.